Hey, hello, good morning everybody, and welcome back to my channel, this morning talk. It is June 26th, and I am up this morning, starting a new week. I've got lots of things to do this week. It's a huge, busy week for me. I am teaching ballet classes to the Arts Umbrella from Canada. They're coming to Holland, and I've been invited to teach them ballet classes in improvisational workshops, and in dance, improvised movement, I teach that and that. I am premiering also this weekend a piece from the that I made for the Royal Conservatory in Den Haag, and I'm also performing at the Haarlem in Haarlem at the church, the Grote Kerk. So this is a very busy week for me, but I'm here for you this morning, and will intend to be here every morning with you with morning talk. And no editing. So yeah, that's always interesting for me to do, since it's just a straight shoot and no editing with this, and so we can just let my mind be free and get myself into a space just to talk. I always have to think about things that I want to talk about, just to be able to share a perspective of and an opinion of my yeah, how I think and how I feel and all those kind of things, just to be able to share with you, and maybe it resonates and maybe it works with you and such like that. But anyhow, I am so happy to be here with you, and grateful and excited about this week, and excited about you being here and all that stuff. So as I take my sip of coffee, let me tell you that I've been thinking about and sharing about opinions and perspective. Opinions are something very, very individual and very unique in themselves, because opinions and perspectives are basically about the same thing, and how you see certain things, and how you, well, your perspective is how you see it, and your opinion is what you think about it. And it's very interesting for me, and I always thought that, you know, like when well, not always, but when I figured out, like for myself, what is my opinion and what is someone else's opinion, and what is my perspective and someone else's perspective of something, of an event or something that you witness or something that you think about, or regardless if it's politics or art or the news or somebody or something, or yeah, it's all like, it's very interesting for me, because I think what I've come to realize is that my opinion is only my opinion, and from where I stand today, it's like, yeah, I don't know, I from everything that I know about the subject or whatever, is really just my own personal opinion about something, which isn't really, for me, is valid and very important, I guess, which I realize that it shifts and changes all the time. My opinion about this, say, if I have an opinion about a movie, or I have an opinion about a song, or opinion about something, that can shift and change within time. So it's like, what is true about that, and what is true about my perspective on that subject? Is it true in this moment? Is it true, like, I mean, if I can change my mind about it? Is it true later? I don't know, it's very interesting. So therefore, when I really just think about it logically, I think, oh, it's just my opinion and my perspective in this moment, and from where I stand and what I've done, and what I've read, what I've seen, what I've, you know, and like, I don't know, if I'm like somewhere, like if I go to meditate for 2 weeks, then I've missed a lot of information about maybe perhaps a subject someone currently wants to talk about. And so therefore I don't have an opinion and a perspective. But when I talk to somebody, they can influence me with their opinion and perspective, but it's theirs. And so that's really just really funny for me. Like, so what is real and what's not real? So I tend to think that there's like, only my reality is my reality about that subject. So even though we can agree about certain subjects and we can talk about certain subjects and we can get to a point and agree about certain things, we can think that we're agreeing, I guess, because you're not in my mind and I'm not in your mind. So, you know, like, you know, I'm a choreographer and a dancer, so when I go see work, I've had a rich career in dancing. So from classical to contemporary to working with improvisation and making my own work and seeing work. I have seen, from my perspective of like with dance in general, I have seen so much work. And I have been, fortunately, through some of the, in my opinion, some of the best doors you can go through in this dancing career of mine. And I've been fortunate, and I'm incredibly grateful for those opportunities and those experiences that I've had with certain choreographers. And I think that, you know, they've influenced my opinion. And so if someone's not me, then, you know, they have different opinions about something. If they've been through certain doors, or if they're younger, or they've never had a professional experience about something, their perspective and their opinions can be very different. And if they, you know, don't like, if they go to the theater to say, to see work or to see art or a museum or something, and you want that, you want to be entertained and you want to be, how do you say, everything to be happy and all of that, that's their opinion and their perspective, but they're entitled to that. Everybody's entitled to that. But what is real and what is the truth? My truth or their truth? Is it more valuable for me to believe in my opinions or their opinions, or not at all, or just let it all go? So that's like basically the topic that I just want to talk today. Am I screaming? I'm like screaming out loud here. I don't know. And I just want to tell you that my opinion about last week of me going through what I went through is so important. And I just realized that my thoughts are creating my opinion about everything and my perspective about my day and all of these kind of things. Just like, so it's like now I feel different. And so what is real? That's what I really realized, the impermanence of these constructs. But back to opinions and perspective. I have come to realize that my opinion about anything isn't, I have a lot of knowledge, yes, but that doesn't mean that my opinion is more valuable than others. It can get us to, say for instance, if I'm working with a dancer and I think that the dancer, say if I see the dancer for the first time and I'm working with them, and my opinion about their dancing is in that moment, is just in that moment. And you know, like from my perspective, I have seen some, I have actually and worked with, seen some of the best and worked with, seen and worked with some of the best dancers on the planet. I've been around them. I have seen movers and shakers like to change the dance world and the quality of movement. I have just been through those doors. So when I look at a dancer, my opinion about that dancer is encompassing everything that I have learned or seen until that point. So that's my, so to compare is like a very, very, yeah, I don't know if it's a kind of a, perhaps in a way, a shallow thing, I guess, because, you know, only I can relate to that. And like, I can think that that person is not so good or great compared to some other dancers that I've seen, or dancers, legendary dancers that I've seen and worked with. So I don't even know if any of that is true, and I just like to tend to think that it's not true, because I'm feeling that it is a way for us to let go of what we think is right. You know, there are some people, it's like, I used to be like this. I'll just tell you a story, like just really, maybe just a shallow little story about music and who I like and who I don't like. So when I was really younger, I am in the time of Madonna. So Madonna was this huge star. She hit the scene, and I was a teenager and a young adult, teenager, young adult. And I thought that for me as a gay man, I don't know, because the gay community really loves Madonna and really supports Madonna because she supports us and she's spoken out a lot about our rights and all this and about people in general. She's humanitarian, I believe. Anyhow, so I thought, my God, I would protect this woman to the day I die, and I think she's the most amazing thing. So that's my opinion about her. Just music, just a simple, silly little thing about music. I don't know. So anyway, and I remember having arguments and arguments with a woman in particular, a ballerina, about Madonna and what Madonna's influence she has had on our community and how important and vital it was for her. And she didn't agree with me at all. She hated her music. She hated everything about Madonna. She saw it sexist and really just, I don't know, outlandish, I guess she was. What is that word? Anyway, you know what I mean? And I fought and I would argue and everything. And when I look back on that, my perspective has changed completely. I have no desire to convince anybody about what my opinion is and how it is the right way. Is my way or the highway? You know that? There are people like that. And so I've learned to let go of all of that and let go of my opinion. Even if when I'm working with dancers and I see a performance and it doesn't touch me, I can say, it didn't touch me. I didn't think it was great. I didn't like it. I thought you were not really giving it to me. But you know, from my perspective, that is what I experience, and I tell that truth. But you know, then someone next to me, like the director or somebody, can say, oh my God, it was a phenomenal performance. I thought they were just on, and they were amazing, and they delivered, and everybody was really on point or something like that. So in that moment, who is right? Like, who is right, me or them? And of course, you know, we believe in our own stuff and our own opinions and perspective, that we believe that it is the truth for us. So it is my truth, and that's it. And so I just dissed the other person's opinion and perspective about the show and the dancing and all of that. I could have done that, and I could believe that that's just shit. Absolutely shit what they're doing. You know, it can be like that. And I'm just like, when I just stepped back and I started to observe my thoughts and observe my mental stuff, all the stuff that flies around in my head, I started to investigate it, and I just thought, you know, who's right? Who's right or wrong? Even your own thoughts, so they're going to change over time. Things are going to change over time. So I don't know. I think that is like so interesting to observe and to realize that I live in a more of a freer way than I used to because of this observing this my taste of something or whatever. Excuse me. I found a quote that I wanted to read to you by Marcus Aurelius. You know who he is. Look him up. He wrote a book called Meditations, and you know, what does he say? He says, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not a truth. Wow. Amazing. It's not a truth. What is truth? That's another subject I could talk about, which it all relates, I think. What is the truth for me is not the truth for you. So who has the right answer? I don't know. I think at the end of the day, in all due respect, I think it's all bullshit. Yeah. Because it can change in a flash, and it can change within time. And in what part of time is it true? So I like to ponder this in my mind, when in fact I don't even pay attention to it mostly. I try to live in the moment and experience, because this moment's never happened, in my opinion and my perspective. But that's how I think about it. I just wanted to share that with you, so maybe perhaps, you know, you can live a better life without being so attached to your opinions and your perspectives about things, because they're only yours and not fact and not true. All right, well, I'm so happy to be with you this morning, and thank you for all the support that you're here. If you're a new subscriber, or if you're new, and if you haven't subscribed, let me just say, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I have now 66 subscribers, and I love all of you guys, and I'm here in the morning for you, to talk to you. So whenever you watch this during the day, please share and comment and like. And if you have any questions about anything more about spirituality, about my personal development, self-help, or anything like that, you know, I've read a lot about it, let me tell you. And as a choreographer and putting myself out there, you know, I realized about this perspective and opinions are just absolutely, yeah, it's interesting. I love my work, some people hate it. So that's my perspective. And some people love it, and some people find me extraordinary, and some people just think I'm just an idiot. All of that can come into play, and I'm sure there's truth and value in that. I don't have no idea, but at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck. No, I don't, because that's people pleasing, so I'm on my way to do that. Think about that, just give it some thought, and return tomorrow, and we'll be talking about other things. But thank you so much for listening, and I love you all, and stay safe, and whatever that means, because that's your perspective and opinion. All right, have a great day, and love to everybody. Bye.